Tucker Carlson once asked, why shouldn't I be rooting for Russia, which, by the way, I do. He said at one point, not that long ago, why shouldn't I be rooting for Russia? Well, for the same reason you shouldn't be rooting for China, for the same reason you shouldn't be rooting or standing or supporting in any way any kind of communist, Soviet, totalitarian, authoritarian regime. Any kind of regime, of way of living that stands on the opposite side of freedom, liberty, values we cherish in the West, then pretty much that goes against nature, at least the way I see it. You may have a different opinion. You may think that we are like little ants or bees in a colony. There's no individual achievement. There's no genetic makeup that makes you a distinctively different person from whoever is around you. The idea that we're all just this number, the idea that we're all just a bunch of cells that has no specific value of its own. You're just part of a machine. You're a cog in a machine. That's what these people stand for. That's what these people believe. That the Russian Empire or the Chinese Empire or whatever regime, Soviet regime, communist regime in Cuba, in Venezuela, or wherever they try to impose it, it's above the individual. That's where we're supposed to stand, those of us in the West that supposedly cherish freedom and liberty. There's a lot of people that don't think like that anymore in the West, especially communists, especially left-wing lunatics. The woke crowd believes that this is the way to go. You have to be part of this machine that will destroy the evil capitalist regime that we now have in our Western societies. Now, it's interesting to see how far this has gone, to the point that even many that consider themselves conservatives stand with people like this. Well, because they're fighting against the evil from the West. It's almost like a holy crusade against stuff like this. You see that? Do you see that? No, you don't. You're looking at you're probably looking at these very, very sick adults, people that should be in jail. You're probably looking at these. You're probably looking at the 13-year-old little boy, dressed up like a little girl doing an erotic dance, but I'm talking about something else. This. TikTok. TikTok. This is all in TikTok. Now, TikTok, as you probably know, is from China. These guys. Where are you, you little fucks? There. These guys. The one that is, right? These are the good ones. These are the good guys. These are the ones fighting the devil and the perversion from the West. They're the ones standing against the woke, pro-LGBT crowd. But at the same time, they are promoting it. They're making sure it flourishes all over the West through their platforms like TikTok, which is extremely popular. And they promote this kind of thing. They promote this perversion. And in the West, the people that are aligned with these guys have no problem whatsoever with it. Oh, but they're standing against the elite. Really? Okay, what elite are you even talking about? Is it like the most powerful, richest people on the planet, some of the most evil, greedy corporations, like the ones behind Disney? Now, Disney will make sure that your children consume certain kind of product with a very specific message in it. But Disney will make sure they cut away, they edit that part for this audience. For China, for Russia, they cut away the woke message, the LGBT propaganda that they put in all of the content in the West. They make sure it doesn't make, its appearance in these countries. So it's all very clear. You only have to look at it. And this has been going on for a long time. This clip, this.
If you haven't heard the name Desmond Napolis, get ready for this trailblazing 11-year-old drag kid who RuPaul is calling the future. His bravery is inspiring so many. We're going to talk to him in just a
4 years old. The video, not the kid. The kid is 11 years old and whatever sick parents that he has, poor kid. Again, look at this. No, not at the poor victim here. No, look at all of these assholes right there, laughing, clapping like complete morons, promoting this perversion, this, something that's against, I'm not even talking anything religious. I'm talking about basic human instinct, basic, even animals protect their kids. I had a little encounter with a mom duck a few months ago. There was this little a duck with her little ducklings, and she was trying to cross the street, and we went with my kid and put them in a box and helped them back to wherever they were in a place. The desperation of that animal, of that duck, of that mother duck, when you put those little baby ducks of hers in a box, she was going nuts. And this is what we've lost. We haven't lost just the values that we have in the West. We're losing our basic instincts. We're losing what makes us human beings. We're losing what makes us living creatures. And these are the guys promoting it. And these are the perverts that want that for us. And we just don't see it. We think that this is the way it should be going. And it's not. And that's how we end up like this. That's how we end up with this. Look at the face of the people there in the back. Look at that guy. That's how we are now. And that's how you end up with this. That's how you end up with completely deranged, insane people doing awful, terrible things. This woman that is obviously suffering a serious disorder. We cannot even call it a mental disease anymore. You're not even allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say where viruses are coming from when you know where they're coming from. You're not allowed to say that things that don't work, even though you're being shoved and pushed to consume them and shove them into your veins. You're not allowed to say that mentally deranged, crazy people are mentally deranged, crazy people, and that perverts are perverts. You're not allowed to acknowledge reality anymore. And that's how we end up in this way. And of course, they want to make it all about what? About guns? Yeah, of course it's all. But TikTok. All of this crap all over the place. And that's how it promotes. And just reading some of these things, everything we know about the transgender Nashville, and there we go. What is it that he had? Of course, his TikTok. Where is that? There is a childlike part about me that loves to go run to the playground. Animals are my second passion, so I also enjoy spending time with my 2 cats. Okay. That's this poor, crazy woman that thought she was a guy. Yeah. That's what we are encouraging now. Audrey. Anyway. A TikTok account under the name I am Aiden10, which linked to the social media associated with Hale. Yeah, there you go. TikTok again. Of course. And there's people that think that these guys are standing opposite to this without realizing they're the same ones promoting it. And you have no shortage of degenerates that want that. Yeah, you have no shortage of that. You have no shortage of perverse degenerates that want nothing more than to corrupt little children and a completely decadent, destroyed society. And then these guys will just sweep in and take over. Pretty much like they're doing right now. Because of a weakened, morally bankrupt society that in a large part they made sure was promoted themselves. With, a good amount of traitors from within, looking away, not even pointing out these things that, if I can see it, pretty much anyone else can. And that's how we are now. But, of course, the real problem, the one thing you have to be angry about is guns. Because guns are the problem.
Being here and having to cover all of these mass shootings. I'm from Highland Park, Illinois. My son and I survived a mass shooting over the summer. I am in Tennessee on a family vacation with my son, visiting my sister-in-law. I have been lobbying in D.C. since we survived a mass shooting in July. I have met with over 130 lawmakers.
Okay, lady, you've done what? You've been lobbying against these guys? You've been lobbying against this perversion? You've been lobbying against what exactly? What exactly is it that you're trying to stop so as to stop the insanity? Don't you see that 4 years ago you have this, and 4 years later you have this? You don't connect the dots? Well, obviously not. Because I'd assume this woman that has gone through a mass shooting herself, she would probably be inclined to find the real cause of it. But
how is this still happening? How are our children still dying, and why are we failing them? These shootings and these mass shootings will continue to happen until our lawmakers step up and pass gun safety legislation.
Okay, there you go. They don't get it. They're just too easily manipulated. They're just too easily led against what? Against the society that you have in the West, towards a society that these guys want. You will not have that problem in China with guns. Nope. No problem with guns whatsoever in China. You don't have that right. You're just a slave of the communist regime. You don't have a problem with guns in Russia either. It's one of the more restrictive countries in terms of gun rights. What is it? You can have like a rifle if you're a hunter or trapper in the fucking Taiga River, and pretty much that's it. Yeah, no problem. The least armed countries in the world right there. That's where you're going towards. Instead of pointing towards the real problem, the mental insanity, the promotion of sick, perverted practices. Instead of going against that, nope, going against guns, of course. Guys, I hope more of you are opening your eyes when we see how successful the left has been over the years into even convincing some people in the right that these are the ones we should be looking up to, that this is the way to go. Man, we are in deep trouble. We're in a serious problem. Folks, it's going to be all for now. You have the channel. You have my books available there below in the links. See you on the next one. Take care.